We're coming to the end of another update cycle, of which there's been a lot recently because of the drops. There seems to be another Minecraft Live on the horizon based on clues. And every time we reach one of these cycles, we start to see the same phrase coming up again and again and again. For the last like 4 years, this has been the case. And the phrase is end update. If Mojang dares open their mouth to say a single word, where's the end update? This isn't an end update. Why aren't you doing an end update? We need an end update. If Mojang dare announce an update and it isn't the end update, it's automatically bad and useless. Even if it's the copper golem, which is objectively good and lovely. But why do people ask for this update specifically? The end was updated back in 2016 to add the end islands, the elytra, the shulkers, remember? You could be forgiven for forgetting about 1.9. It's not like it completely changed up combat, and we all got over that really quickly. We had an update to the Nether in 2020, and that really did shake things up. It went from the barren wasteland style to having 4 different biomes, new structures, piglin trading, all sorts of things. It was unrecognizable. But of course, once that happened, the end suddenly looked quite bare in comparison. All the terrain is made up of the same block. They've got some stuff that's there, there's structures and things, but they're all the same and they're just sort of spread out and there's not much flavor in it. It doesn't quite feel as polished as the new Nether. And I think that was when we started to see the end update quoted so often. You will see it in comments under every Minecraft update video. You will see it constantly in the chat during Minecraft Live. You will see it in replies to the tweets. It's often used as a tool to illustrate how bad of a job Mojang is constantly doing nowadays. It's kind of this hype that has been just willed into existence. Mojang has never actually confirmed any end update or anything that they're planning to add to the end in many years. It's just decided that this is the next thing that needs to be done. Of course, it's fair to use context to assume that it will be updated at some point, probably not too far in the future, because it's one of the dimensions that hasn't been touched in a while. And like I said, it feels like it's not quite up to the standard that we've now seen from the overworld in the Nether. But why hasn't Mojang done an end update yet? It's clearly what the players want, right? Okay, the first reason is I don't think anyone actually knows what they want the end update to look like. The words end update are just thrown out, but only some people are really keen to tell us what that should be. It seems the general gist, based on things like YouTube videos about it and mod packs that have come out, is that the update should mirror the Nether update, adding things like new biomes, new structures, new mobs. I have played in mod packs that overhaul the end, and it's really overwhelming. There's so much to traverse. There's so much to do that you kind of feel like you have to do it all in one go. It feels so alien. It's like being dropped in a random No Man's Sky planet. No shade to the people that make the mod packs, because it does make the end islands more interesting and gives you more to do there, but I don't feel like it's the end anymore. If I have to guess what an end update might look like, if you're gonna force me, I think it'll be based on vibes. A lot of the recent updates to Minecraft have been vibes based. We've seen the Spring to Life drop that added things like particle effects. It enhanced the deserts by adding sound effects. It added new flora, bushes, and things like that to make the world feel more alive and more sort of full. We've got also vibrant visuals for Bedrock. It's trying to send the vibes that Mojang wants for the overworld, which is to be varied and full of life and colorful and lush. We also had the Pale Garden drop, which was very vibes-based in the opposite way. It was trying to make it feel unpleasant to be in, feeling like you're being watched, lifeless, grey skies, basically the UK, essentially. The vibes of the end for me give like void, emptiness, sort of the vacuum of space, kind of existential. So I reckon if they were doing an end update, it would just be things that make that vibe stronger. So like, I don't know, end stone features like spikes and little holes and caves to make the terrain more varied. Maybe the chorus fruit areas actually get some kind of purple grass, you know, like a mycelium equivalent on the end stone. Particle effects in the chorus fruit areas. Debris in the end cities. Maybe an abandoned end city variant. An alternative texture to end stone to try and just break up the kind of single block that we currently have in the end. Not really adding anything crazy, but just trying to make it feel more on par with the quality of the vibes in the Nether. Say. Obviously, because very few people actually know what they want from the end update, whenever they say what it's going to be, some people are going to be mad. People are going to be upset, but I mean, that's what you get when there's 300 million copies sold of your game. You're not going to please everyone. I can try and please everyone, so subscribe and maybe you'll be a little happier. Okay, so say everyone is perfectly in line with each other on exactly what they want with an end update. The second reason is that I barely go to the end. Yep, no, Mojang aren't updating the entire dimension because I don't go to the end much. But seriously, I've played through a lot of worlds, whether single player or multiplayer on servers, where I have gotten to the end, defeated the dragon, gone to the end islands, and gone exploring. And then everyone goes home. And I barely go back. I'm going to be comparing the Nether and the End a lot here because the Nether is often cited as to why the End should get an update. But I think there's a fundamental difference between how the Nether slots into a Minecraft gameplay and how the End does. The Nether is probably something that you end up going in fairly soon after you get established in a Minecraft world. It's not necessarily early game, it's mid game. You build a portal, and that can be anywhere, including within your base that you have right next to where you live. You go in, you get some of the resources that you wanted, you maybe go and explore the structures, you trade with the piglins, and then you go home. And then you go back in, and then you maybe use it for one of its intended purposes, which is fast travel between different places in the overworld. You build transport there, you build railroads, I don't know, ice boat, highways, you know, all of that sort of thing. And then later on again, you might go back in and get ancient debris, and you get the netherite upgrades to get the more endgame gear. The Nether sort of runs parallel to the overworld as you play. You hop in and out constantly once you've unlocked it. You use it as a sort of secondary world. You're in there fairly often. You can get there very easily from anywhere. It provides utility throughout the game. And you don't really finish with the Nether. It's just there too. The End, on the other hand, is a place that you go to do things, and then you turn around and come back home. The portal is thousands of blocks from where you live. It can't be moved, so you have to keep going to that portal to get there every time you want to go in, and it puts you back at your spawn point, all the way back at home. The whole dimension is designed in a way for you to go, complete it, and then be done with it. Obviously, you can go back and build an Enderman farm. A lot of people do. I have. But you kind of just go there, spend some time, and turn around and go home. You visit it rather than passing through it. Players rarely spend much time in the End, in my experience anyway, and I don't think you're supposed to. It's hostile, it's dangerous with the void being there, it's barren. And the whole thing serves a specific purpose that you can finish with. It's inconvenient to go to and get back from. Obviously, there's flaws with this. If the End had loads more stuff in it, people would go there more and spend more time there, and even maybe put a base there. But again, while I was playing in these overhauled End mods, I felt like I wanted to just get through all of the content, the bosses, the new structures, see all there was to see, and then be finished with it and go home. I didn't want to keep having to trek all the way back to the End portal to go back in to establish myself there even more. And this brings me on to the final and one of the biggest reasons why I think Mojang hasn't updated the End yet. I've talked before about how one of Mojang's main philosophies is not to force the player to do anything. I've been told this as directly as I can get it, straight from Agnes's mouth. It's why some things in Minecraft are received worse than others. You know how phantoms are really annoying? It's because they force you to sleep to get rid of them. Minecraft isn't supposed to be designed that way. And with the End build the way it currently is, as a challenge to complete, as an endpoint, it means you don't have to do any of it. Going to the End and defeating the dragon is entirely voluntary. And everything past the dragon fight is post-endgame content. You've completed the game, or as close to it as you can get in a sandbox, and your reward is some more stuff, some unique things to enhance your gameplay before you go get back to your normal activities, building your next mega base, I don't know. The more features Mojang adds to the End Islands, the more mobs, the more biomes, the more content, the heavier the force they start to exert on the player. Instead of the feeling of, if you want, you can go on this extra adventure and defeat the boss and learn some more about the world and get some extra stuff to help you play the game. It becomes 20% of this game's content is now locked behind a boss fight. You have to do the boss before you can get to any of this stuff. I just don't think that will feel good. What if you don't care about beating bosses? What if you really like the Ender Dragon and don't want to kill it? What if you just like to build, but loads of the best blocks are hidden behind this thing that you have to go and do. It not only turns this exciting voluntary adventure into a chore, it also takes the Ender Dragon's point in the flow of the game and just sort of scoots her back a little bit. So you'd kill the dragon, you'd get the lovely end poem, you'd head back to your spawn point, you've done it, well done. And then you make the trek again, go back to the end, and go and explore the content that you just unlocked, hours of it. The dragon fight, the biggest boss of the game, just becomes this little bump to overcome to get to the rest of the game, rather than feeling like, well, the end. Upshot is, I trust Mojang with the updates. It is the most sold game of all time, so they must be doing something right. The drops are coming out faster than ever. It's giving them a lot of freedom to try new things. We should trust them with that. I think a lot of people kind of already are trusting them because they're not really telling them what they want from an end update. They're just asking for it. I think people should question why they're so excited for an end update specifically and what they actually want it to be. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments. Would a full end update help the game? What other things can Mojang do to the end? Does it point towards a bigger problem with progression in a sandbox game? Thanks for being patient, guys. I have been traveling a lot in August, but I'm excited to get to more yapping. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe if you like listening to me talk and you like the videos. And also I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/bekyamon, so you can tell me how wrong I am about everything to do with Minecraft in real time if you like. Okay, bye.